Today we are learning about Chapter 4, Lesson 4, which can be found on pages 271 through 277 in your textbook and online. Our objective is I can adjust the quotient when the estimated digit is too high or too low. Vocabulary is estimate and quotient. Question 1. The video says to estimate using blank numbers. Question 2. If the difference after I subtract is larger than my divisor, I need to adjust my blank. So here's a video from our textbook, our online textbook, that shows you how to adjust quotients.
Adjust quotients. Galina's mother bought her a new MP3 player. The total cost of the MP3 player was $144. The store allowed her to make monthly payments of $16. How many payments will she need to make? To solve this problem, find 144, the cost of the MP3 player, divided by 16, the amount of the monthly payments. Let's estimate first by using compatible numbers. It will help us find the quotient. We will also be able to check the reasonableness of our answer. Round 16 to 20. 144 rounds down to 140. 140 and 20 are compatible numbers. So 140 divided by 20 equals 7. Our quotient should be about equal to 7. Next, let's try the estimate 7 as the quotient. 7 times 16 equals 112. When we divided 144 by 16, using our estimate of 7, we have a remainder of 32. Since 32 is greater than 16, the estimated digit is too low. Let's adjust our quotient and try again. We'll use 8 this time. If we divide 144 by 16 8 times, we have a remainder of 16. Since 16 equals 16, the estimated digit is still too low. Let's adjust again using the number 9 this time. 16 will go into 144 9 times with no remainder. So 144 divided by 16 equals 9. Now let's check for reasonableness. Since 9 is close to the estimate 7, the answer is reasonable. So it will take 9 payments of $16 to pay for the MP3 player.
Okay, I'm going to show you an example of this on page 272. And if you look at the bottom of your online textbook, there's these little buttons. That blue button that says watch is where you can watch that video we just watched, if you want to watch that over for the steps, or any video from any of the lessons. That'll kind of help you out. Okay, so our first step is to use compatible numbers. So we're looking at 1,252 divided by 32. So we can round 1,252 down to 1,200, and we can round 32 down to 30. So then my basic fact there is 12 divided by 3. And I know with division I can take a 0 from my divisor and my dividend, cancel those out. So now I have 40 as my estimated quotient for this problem. So I'm going to start with the estimate. So that's my next step. Try the estimate. So we're going to see how 40 works as a quotient. So if I did 40, I could do off to the side 32 times 40. And I know I can just do my basic fact there, 32 times 4, and then put that 0 on at the end. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 3 times 4 is 12. If I put that 0 on, I get 1,280. So I can put that in here. What they did was just look at 128 because they just put that 4 from the quotient, because if you were working that out, you would do 4 times 32. So you could do that too. But this way I'm just looking at, now I can see that 1,280 is larger than 1,252, so I can't even subtract that and get a positive number. So I know that our estimate is way too high. So I'm going to go ahead and try 3 as the first digit of my quotient to see if it's in the 30s. So now if I did 32 times 3, so I can do that off to the side. So 32 times 3, my first step would be 2 times 3, which would give me 6. And then 3 times 3, which would be 9. So I would have 96 here. Now 125 minus 96 is going to give me 29. So I know that 29 is smaller than 32, so we're good. So now we can keep dividing, so we can look for that second spot of the 30. So we can bring down our 2. And that's what this next step is going to show us. All right, so I went ahead and turned the answers on. So I moved my 96 over here. And if we brought down the 2, then we have 292. So now I can try just 39. So I can go right below 40 and see how that works. So 39 times 32 is going to give me 288. Then I can subtract that out from the 292 that we started with. And there's 4 left. So 4 is less than 32, so that works. And we know that 4 could just be our remainder then. So our answer, our quotient, would be 39 remainder 4. So now we can check for reasonableness. Is 39 remainder 4 close to 40, our estimate we started with? And yes, it is. Okay, so let's look back at the questions. So that video we watched says to estimate using blank numbers. Question 2, if the difference after I subtract is larger than my divisor, I need to adjust my blank. So answer these on the Google form, please.